Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 WTF British Moments of 2022.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the weird and not so wonderful moments from the past year that left us shocked, amused, or deeply confused. What made you ask WTF in 2022? Let it all out in the comments. Number 10. Soup versus Von Hoch. Climate change activists from Just Stop Oil gave us all a fright in October when they chucked a can of tomato soup over Von Hoch's beloved sunflowers. They certainly horrified fellow visitors to the National Gallery who weren't expecting such drama at 11 o'clock on a Friday morning. But never fear, the painting is protected by glass and remains unharmed. It was all just a stunt to raise awareness. Fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of soup, explained 21-year-old Phoebe Plummer, who glued herself to the wall beneath the soupy masterpiece. What is worth more, she says, art or life? Number 9. 57 resignations. With thousands of COVID deaths on his watch and reports of rule-breaking lockdown parties in Downing Street, you'd have thought that Boris Johnson might have been searching for a speedy exit from office. But no, the former PM clung to power until his own MPs made it impossible for him to stay. The nail in the coffin was the revelation that Boris Johnson had been aware of claims against MP Chris Pincher, who was accused of sexual misconduct in the workplace. Although privy to allegations from 3 years previously, Johnson conveniently forgot this damning info and promoted Pincher to chief whip. The uncovering of the cover-up caused a wave of resignations overnight. 57 MPs turned on their glorious leader, spelling the end for Boris Johnson. Number 8. Spin to win. Money off your energy bills.
Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy.
There you are!
This morning isn't exactly known for its subtlety, but the breakfast show's response to the UK energy crisis was spectacularly tone-deaf. Their Spin to Win segment in September featured a giant sparkly prize wheel, and the jackpot, help with your household energy bills for the winter.
How are your energy bills? Are you a bit worried about it all?
Oh, major.
Yeah.
Are you?
In scenes that some have described as dystopian, a phone-in caller voiced his struggles to make ends meet after some prodding from a dead-eyed Holly and Phil. The wheel span, they cheered the caller's victory, and he expressed his heartfelt relief and thanks.
We're paying your energy bill for 4 months.
Oh, fantastic.
No worries.
But there was something rather bleak and depressing about the whole scenario. Number 7. Binley Mega Chippy.
Binley Mega Chippy!
Binley Mega Chippy!
Who could have guessed that 2022 would turn an ordinary chip shop on the outskirts of Coventry into one of the strangest TikTok trends of the year? Definitely not its owner, 70-year-old Kamal Gandhi, who described the phenomenon as mad.
Binley Mega Chippy!
He's enjoying the results though, which include queues coming out of the door and new customers from the far-flung reaches of the USA and Australia. So what's so great about Binley Mega Chippy? It's shot to viral fame thanks to a slideshow of British chippies on TikTok, followed by a series of posts from an account called Binley Mega Chippy Fan 53. Then came the jingle that skyrocketed the Mega Chippy to iconic status.
Binley Mega Chippy, Binley Mega Chippy.
The jury's out on the chips themselves, but they look pretty good.
And this success that we've gained through the internet that's happening now, it's just a blessing. So we'd like to tell the public, that we thank you so much and we want to give something back.
Number 6. Liam Payne's Oscars commentary. Will Smith punching Chris Rock at the Oscars was definitely a WTF moment. But the cherry on the cake was the enlightening commentary provided by former One Direction member Liam Payne.
I also felt there were 3 losers in one fight. He didn't know, being Chris Rock. He didn't want to do what he had to do, being Will Smith. And she did nothing.
The Wolverhampton-born star spoke to a journalist for Good Morning Britain. He may not have had a dog in this fight, but he gave his opinions quite readily.
It cut me really deep. And I don't get deep about these things, but I'm a big movie fan.
Viewers were confused by the singer's strange new accent and baffled by the assertion that he'd worked with Will Smith on Men in Black 3. One Direction attended the premiere. Realising he'd hit on comedy gold, the interviewer pushed Payne for more insights, which came thick and fast. It was all very odd. Great TV though.
And I don't want to expand a situation that doesn't need to be expanded any further. I think we all know what happened. And like I say, let's take the beauty out of it. We got to watch the world's best emoter.
Number 5. Matt Hancock goes into the jungle. This year's I'm a Celeb is full of stars doing damage control. There's Sean Walsh, who cheated on his girlfriend, Eileen from Corrie, who was caught drink driving, and Boy George, who handcuffed a man to a radiator and beat him with a metal chain. But for a politician, surely there are better ways of improving your public image. Say, staying at home and serving your constituents.
You can understand if people aren't very happy at home about it.
I understand that, but of course I get that.
As Health Secretary during the pandemic, Matt Hancock has a lot to answer for. Why should the public care that he fell in love when many lost their own loved ones, partly due to his mistakes and poor decisions? Bush took her trials aside. Giving Hancock a well-paid adventure holiday isn't holding him to account. It's just good PR.
Is he trying to get them all in one? He is.
Missed one.
Number 4. Royally egged. It's no secret that King Charles has a lot of detractors, but none are yet to take it this far. His Majesty was doing his usual rounds of greeting the public when a lone attacker took the opportunity to throw eggs at him. While the Queen Consort, Camilla, and King Charles were pelted by 3 eggs, they came out totally unscathed, as performance anxiety caused the man to miss. The attacker, an activist named Patrick Theroux, got the bizarre punishment of never being able to carry eggs again in public.
This happened about half a mile away from here, the York Minster. The King and the Queen Consort made their way from Micklegate here.
This will surely change the trajectory of his life. Number 3. Jiggle Jiggle.
My money doesn't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I wanna see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me wanna dribble dribble.
Louis Theroux is the nation's sweetheart. Back in 2000, we both cringed and cheered as he attempted to perform a gangster rap on his Weird Weekends show. But the killer bars made their return in 2022, when the duo of Duke and Jones made an auto-tuned remix which went viral on TikTok.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
But things only got crazier from there, as the tune was further remixed into a proper commercial song with none other than Jason Derulo. Louis has achieved many feats in his time, but now he can add rap icon to his resume.
6'2" in a compact, no slack. And luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind.
Number 2, The Queue.
Just so I know where the toilet breaks are.
There's nothing the British do better than queue. And queuing for hours at a time to see the Queen's coffin, that's iconic behaviour. Very strange too, but it has to be applauded. When the Queen died, we became a nation of mourners. She may have been 96, but it was still a shock to the system. We don't like change, okay? Buses and businesses flew black banners and the faithful piled down to London to stand in line and pay their respects. Except for Holly and Phil, who queue jumped and were hauled across the coals. We love to see it, for their cardinal sin.
We, of course, respected those rules. However, we realised that it may have looked like something else, and therefore totally understand the reaction.
Even Republicans were getting queue FOMO, and if you were really desperate, you could even watch the queue live stream on YouTube. Number 1. Liz Truss loses to a lettuce. The last few years seem to have involved one government scandal after another, but 2022 really went into overdrive. After Boris Johnson's resignation and a drawn-out leadership election came Liz Truss, who promptly caused mayhem with $45 billion worth of tax cuts for the rich, which sent the pound spiralling downward.
I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
After a U-turn or 3, a sacking, and some disastrous radio interviews, things weren't looking good. The Daily Star put an iceberg lettuce in a blonde wig and challenged Truss to outlast it. On the 19th of October, she declared herself a fighter, not a quitter. On the 20th, she quit. The lettuce was crowned champion, and the rest of the world chuckled along at the joke. But it's all a bit embarrassing, really.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.